what we rep. Lafayette, Jeff, Bronchos, let's go. All cash, no brakes, LJ for air. Let's play what we rep. Lafayette, Jeff, Broncos, let's go. All cash, no brakes, LJ for air. Let's play what we rep. Lafayette, Jeff, Broncos.
Welcome to the episode 4 edition of the All Gas No Brakes podcast. I'm your host, Eli Moody, with head coach Pat Shanley. Coach, 42-0 running clock in the fourth quarter. Let's look at that offensive line.
Yeah, O-line played well, man. They had a good week of prep. It is a physical McCutcheon team, and we challenged our guys all week. Can we match or exceed their physicality on both fronts? And, the guys had a great week of prep. McCutcheon does a great job defensively, really trying to limit your explosives. And Coach Rumler, their defense coordinator, he does a great job mixing things up and kind of presenting things that maybe they haven't shown on film previously. But to our kids' credit, and our O-line coaches' credit, they were well prepared. And they came out and we were able to establish a run and run the ball maybe a little bit more than we had shown previous weeks. And really, kind of control the box. So we're proud of those guys. Kairos played well. He played really well. T-Grizz, Teron McClatchy.
Elijah McQuiller with
played
10
really well.
OBs.
McQuiller had 10 pancake blocks. Barron played well. Aiden Hawley continues to get better. Matt Adams played well. Adolfo came in. And Adolfo Baradas came in our heavy package and really, really blocked well and played well. So, yeah, we're really proud of those guys, and they really did a great job all week.
And then Tristan Barrett's efficiency just with the passing game, going 28 for 33. That was remarkable.
28 for 32.
28 for 32. My bad.
No, you're good.
And for 300 yards there. Good night for Tristan.
Yeah, he again, it's another week where he prepared really hard, and whether it's in his film study or just making sure he understands our game plan and how we're going to attack, and another week where he did a great job of taking what the defense was giving us. So he's got some talented kids around him, 32 pass attempts, and really the one sack that we had was on him on a scramble where he got tackled behind the line of scrimmage and he should have thrown it away. But yeah, he remains locked in and dialed in. When he prepares the way he prepares and he takes what the defense gives us, I think he's more than capable of helping our offense achieve what we wish to achieve week to week.
And then on that defensive side of the ball, just overall negative rushing yards, first of all, which is huge, especially with a very physical offensive line that I saw from film this week.
Yeah. I mean, McCutcheon prides himself on run the ball. They ran the ball really, really well the first 2 weeks of the season. So they had our full attention. Coach Cronk and our defensive staff put together a great game plan. And to the players' credit, they went out and executed at a very high level. The bad snap that they had late ended up making it negative rushing yards overall. But regardless, with or without that bad snap, our defense had a really, really good performance. They did a great job getting off the field on third down and getting the ball back for the offense. I think they held McCutcheon, ballpark 60 total yards of offense, negative rushing yards. And, again, that's a much improved football team. So it speaks to when our guys are really dialed in, when we're really disciplined and everybody's focused on doing their job, our team's got pretty good potential. And the exciting thing is, collectively, all three phases, we have plenty of room to continue to get better.
And last way I want to stop here before I go into next week, let's talk about the blocked punt in the end zone.
Yeah, our special teams week one were not very good, and Coach Riva took it very personal. We've had typically on Sundays we have our special teams meeting. They've been much longer, week 2 and week 3 and going into this week. We're playing teams that historically have been really, really good on special teams, week 2 and 3. But our special teams have played really well. 2 block punts back-to-back weeks. Guys are dialed in on kickoff, dialed in on our return game. So Coach Riva's doing a great job, but more importantly, our kids that are on those units understand that there's not a lot of plays, but there is a whole lot of impact. Coach Riva says that a lot. And you got guys that are really buying into that.
All right. On the next week here, playing the Harrison Raiders.
Yep.
That is another county rival here. What is the prep going to look like this week for the Broncos?
Our process doesn't really change. Our Saturdays are dedicated to our freshmen and JV games, and then getting everything graded. And Saturday nights we spend a lot of time studying our opponent, and we work well through the hours Saturday night, well into early Sunday mornings, and then we meet Sunday afternoon as a staff. Our process is the same, right? We're going to practice very similar to how we do each week, and we're going to do our best as a coaching staff to put our players in a position to be successful. Now, it's easier said than done because Harrison's really good. Coach Holderfield's doing a great job. Seems like they're really opening up their offense a lot more. The Nikoloff kid is a 3-year starter at quarterback, and the Glick kid at receiver is the leading receiver in the state of Indiana. So we got our hands full this week. Defensively, they play a bunch of seniors. They've got a new D coordinator, and then on special teams, they're always really sound and really, really good. So, to answer your question, what's the prep look like? It looks like it does every week, with a little added dimension that we're getting ready for a county rival. Well,
Coach, what's it like? What's the atmosphere like when playing Harrison? How is it?
That's a great question. My first year here in 2015, we went to Harrison. It was a shootout. I don't remember the exact score, but it was a shootout. But that atmosphere at their place, at our place, wherever the game's played at, it does feel a little bit different. It's electric.
Their 12th man is just as loud as ours.
It's a loud crowd. Their announcer's a lot like Mr. Masudi, and he really gets into it too. If you're a fan of high school football and you live in this county, that's a game you want to go see. You want to check it out because it's electric. It's special for both sides. It's important for both sides. You're going to get their best shot. They're going to get our best shot. It always seems to come down to a possession or two when these two teams are playing. They're well coached. I believe in our staff. They've got great administrative support. We have great administrative support. They've got tough kids. We've got tough kids. So it's what you want in a high school football rivalry. We've got a lot of respect for them. Both teams really, it's really a game that both teams want to win.
And in Lafayette, it's a lot more fun when Harrison and Jeff are both good at the same time.
Yeah, without question. Yeah, they made a great hire in Kyle Holderfield. He's got a great staff around him. They're going to continue to do good things, like they did under Coach Peebles. So, it's a great high school rivalry, and certainly a matchup that we look forward to every year.
Yeah. And last thing here before we wrap it up, let's talk about the personal spotlights here of the offense and defensive lines here and how just well they played overall against a county rival like McCutcheon. Like I said, running clock in the third quarter, getting an off-the-field downs and third down efficiency was great for the Broncos all night.
Well, I spent some time talking about the O-line earlier, but the D-line, obviously spearheaded by Minnesota commit Aiden H. He's played really, really well. I've gone on record multiple times saying he was not satisfied with his week one performance and has really dialed in on just trying to do his job. And when he does that, his talent gets to show more than when he presses and tries to do too much. But Diego Garcia, senior interior D lineman, AJ Wright, senior interior D lineman, Paul Wagamuth, Asa Ritchie, play that field side D end. Jason Thomas is a kid who I believe is a Division I defensive end, has great potential. He's continuing to get better every single week. He's really kind of new to the position, but man, he's talented, and he's going to continue to get better. And then Chris Hardy is I believe a Division I kid up front. He played well. He's continuing to get better week to week. And then you hear Robert McKinney is a kid that fans are going to continue to hear more of. He's a kid that goes really, really hard and understands his role. And when he gets reps, he's going to make the most of them. So that defensive line, coached by Coach Henderson, Coach Brian Price, Coach Craybaum, those guys are a fun unit. It's a tight-knit unit that continues to get better. Not only talented, but they're beginning to understand the importance of doing their jobs, whatever their assignment is. So when they do that, you saw the results. They played at a very high level against the Mavericks week 3.
All right. Thank you guys for watching another episode of the All Gas No Breaks podcast. Thank you for being on here, Coach.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys having me on.
As usual, like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. 1, 2, 3. Go Broncos!
What we rep, Lafayette, Jeff, Broncos, let's go, all gas, no brakes, LJ for air. Let's play. What we rep, Lafayette, Jeff. Broncos, let's go. All gas, no brakes, LJ for air. Let's play. What we rep, Lafayette, Jeff. Broncos.